Hi everyone, my name is Kayla McGuire and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about everything project management, especially project management in the world of startup. Now today we are going to talk about efficiency. And efficiency is something that is extremely important to the project manager. We know we need to be efficient in our communication, we need to be efficient in our processes and in our systems. And of course, we need to have efficiency in that end product or service that we're offering people. So, efficiency is something that's going to be right up there at the top for the project manager to pay attention to. What I want to talk specifically about is project managers who are going into a new situation. So maybe you're new to a startup, you've only been there for a short while, or perhaps you're just kind of stepping in to help out. I want to give you some ideas of what to look for, some questions to ask to determine how efficient things are, and just some additional ways to really think about that. So, what I like to do when I go into any new work environment is I like to write it all down. Now, what I've heard is that the first 3 months, so the first 90 days, being introduced to a new work situation, that's when your brain is really going to absorb the most. It's going to recognize the inefficiencies the most. You've still got that outsider perspective that's alive and well in your brain before you really become ingrained in the ways of how this business is running. So you've got some outside perspective. That's why it's really helpful at times to have an outsider come into the business and sort of give their perspective on business processes and ways that they could be improved. So as a project manager who is new to an environment, I want you to remember that those things are important. The things that set off light bulbs in your brain, the things that stand out to you, those are important observations. And what I want you to do is I want you to write them all down. Store them in a Google Sheet. Write them all down. You don't have to describe them in any detail, but just kind of write them all down. So when you do go back to visit that Google Sheet, as you're really starting to dig into ways that you can improve processes and things at this business, you've got all of those light bulb moments written down. This is what I like to do anytime I'm talking with a new client, anytime I've started a new position. I like to write everything down in a Google Sheet. That way I can go back, I can review it, I can determine if, okay, this is something that is a priority that I need to work on. Oh, I forgot about this thing, I need to move that thing up. Or this is really an icebox type of a thing. I can move this down to the bottom of the list. But you've got all of those light bulb moments stored. So I encourage you to do that. And I encourage you to listen to yourself and listen to that voice that's telling you that things could be better. Now, something that I also like to do is I observe, I pay attention to the people that I'm working with, and I see where it looks like there's a lot of clicks, or where it looks like they're taking too many steps to get to a certain place. Now, a lot of times when you are the actual person working there, you get used to the ways of doing things. You get used to a system, you get used to workarounds, you get used to doing it a certain way. So you may not see those things as clearly as someone from the outside. So as a new project manager, pay attention to that. Pay attention to the clicks, pay attention to anything that looks like it's taking longer than it should. If it stands out to you, if it seems like it's not working, if it seems like there's a better way, then there is a better way. And part of what you're tasked with is to figure that out. And they really want your eyes on that to see how you could improve that, how you could do it better. You don't have to have all the answers, but just seeing that and recognizing where there's an opportunity for improvement and an opportunity for efficiency is worth a lot. So pay attention to that. Pay attention also, and this is something that you can ask as well, what is frustrating people that are in these positions? What's frustrating about the process? Is it frustrating because they have to go through layers of people to communicate something? Is it frustrating because the system that they're using is kind of clunky and they have to, as I said, click around a lot? Pay attention to that, but even more importantly, ask like, what is one of the things that's most frustrating about your position here? What do you have ideas about how we could improve this? That's another good one to ask, because you'll find oftentimes people haven't been asked what their opinion is and if they have ideas on how things could be improved. Through these two things, just kind of observing the process, observing the workflow, seeing where there's some clunkiness, seeing where there's some redundancies perhaps, pay attention to that in conjunction with really asking how the process is working for people that are actually in it day after day. And then using your list of observations, you'll be able to pull some great solutions from thinking about those things together. And that's what I really encourage everyone to do that's going into any sort of like operational position, certainly a startup project management position. You'll want to do those things, and by really thinking about it critically and then coming up with some strategic solutions, you'll add a lot of value. So please think about it that way. I encourage you to do so, and let me know how it goes for you. Let me know your comments. What do you do when you start a new position as a project manager? What are some things that you have found have added value to your teams when you have started in these new positions? I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.